Hello friends, in this video we will learn about more properties of the nucleus. First, let us learn about spin angular momentum. Maybe you are all already aware about the spin angular momentum of electrons. Like electrons, protons and neutrons also have intrinsic spin. You can imagine these nucleons to be rotating and hence having a spin angular momentum. If the spin quantum number is L, then the spin angular momentum is given by L is equal to root of L into L plus 1 into h cut. So this is the equation for finding the spin angular momentum. Ls is the spin angular momentum and L is the spin quantum number. In the case of a nucleon, for proton and neutron, the value of L is 1 by 2. So the spin quantum number is always 1 by 2 for proton and neutron. So what will be the value of spin angular momentum of a nucleon? It will be Ls equal to root of L into L plus 1 into h cut. Substitute 1 by 2 for L. It will be equal to root of 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 plus 1, which is 3 by 2, which will be root 3 by 2 into h cut. So this is the value of spin angular momentum of a proton or a neutron. In the case of a nucleus, which is composed of plenty of protons and neutrons, the spin angular momentum is due to the net contribution from all the nucleons. Similarly, protons and neutrons also have an orbital angular momentum, which is associated with the orbital quantum number. So, as a result, a nucleus will have an effective orbital angular momentum. And the sum of spin angular momentum and the orbital angular momentum will give you resultant angular momentum or total angular momentum. It is obtained by adding the spin and orbital angular momentum of all the nucleons in the nucleus. So effectively, a nucleus will have a resultant angular momentum due to summation of or vector sum of spin and orbital angular momentums. So the equation for the resultant angular momentum is root of ln into ln plus 1 into h cut, where this ln, small ln, is the total angular momentum quantum number. Similarly, associated with the angular momentum, spin and orbital angular momentum, the protons and neutrons also have dipole moment. Spinning electrons have an intrinsic magnetic dipole moment and it is equal to 1 Bohr magneton. For the electron, we define Bohr magneton as mu e equal to E h cut by 2 me. This is the dipole moment associated with an electron. This is the basic unit for the electric dipole moment of an electron. Similarly, protons and neutrons also have associated dipole moment. Proton has a positive elementary charge and also will have a magnetic dipole moment. We define nuclear magneton, the fundamental unit of nuclear magnetic moment, as mu1 equal to E h cut by 2 mb. The mu e was E h cut by 2 me. Here we replace me by mp. mp is the mass of the proton. The value of nuclear magneton can be calculated by substituting these constants as 5.050 into 10 raised to minus 27 joule per Tesla. So this is the value of nuclear magneton. This is the basic unit of the nuclear magnetic moment. So using experimental methods, we can calculate the value of the magnetic moment, the dipole moment of neutron and proton to be equal to mu1 equal to minus 1.9128 mu1, where mu1 is the earlier defined nuclear Bohr magneton and mu p equal to 2.7925 mu1. Even though neutrons does not have a charge, they also have a dipole moment equal to this value. So these are the experimentally measured values of the dipole moments of nucleons, neutrons and protons. And similarly, just like dipole moment, we can also define another moment called quadrupole moment. It is defined as Q equal to 1 by E into integral 3z square minus r square rho d2, where rho is the charge density of the nucleus. So this equation will yield you the quadrupole moment of a nucleus. Let us learn what is a quadrupole moment. Q, the quadrupole moment, is a measure of the eccentricity of the ellipsoidal nuclear surface. Maybe you already know about the eccentricity of an ellipse. It defines the shape of the ellipse or the deviation from the circular shape. Just like that, the eccentricity of the nuclear ellipse can be defined by this term quadrupole moment. The quadrupole moment Q will be 0 if the nucleus has a perfect spherical shape. The quadrupole moment will be negative if the nucleus has a shape like this. And the quadrupole moment Q will have a positive value if the shape of the nucleus is like this. A distribution along the z direction will give a positive quadrupole moment. So this is the z direction, and a deflection or a distribution in the z direction will yield a positive quadrupole moment. And the dimension of the quadrupole moment is that of area. In nuclear physics, area is measured in barns. For stationary nuclear states, due to symmetry about center of mass, dipole moment is 0. The earlier defined dipole moment might be 0 for symmetrical distribution of nuclear mass. But electric quadrupole moment can be used to express the deviation from spherical symmetry. If the nucleus is deviated from sphere shape, then the electric quadrupole moment, the value of electric quadrupole moment can indicate the deviation from the spherical shape. So this is about electric quadrupole moment. So these are the new properties that we learned today. The spin angular momentum of the nucleus, orbital angular momentum, then the resultant angular momentum, then the magnetic dipole moment of the nucleus, and finally the quadrupole moment of the nucleus. These are the other important properties of the nucleus. Hope you understood today's session. Thank you.